Hey, I'm Luka. I'm 17, and, well, like pretty much every other person my age, my phone is basically an extension of my hand. Seriously, it's the first thing I grab in the morning and the very last thing I look at before I fall asleep.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You open up an app thinking, okay, just for a minute, and then next thing you know, hours have just vanished. You've been scrolling and scrolling, but if someone asked you what you just saw, you'd have no idea. It's this automatic reflex. The second I feel bored or stressed, or even just a little down, my hand just finds my phone, like it's got all the answers or something.
So, you can probably imagine what happened when my philosophy teacher suggested an experiment. The whole class just kind of laughed. It sounded like a total joke, something completely impossible. But for whatever reason, the idea really stuck with me.
And that was it. That was the challenge. No Instagram, no TikTok, no Snapchat. Even WhatsApp was off limits, unless it was a real, actual emergency. 3 full days. A part of me was just so curious, could I even do it? Was I actually in control, or was my phone?
That's what I kept telling myself that Friday afternoon. I did it. I uninstalled the apps, I put my phone on airplane mode, and the experiment officially started. I had absolutely no clue what was coming.
That first morning, wow. It was a total disaster, and it started the moment I opened my eyes.
My hand just shot out to my nightstand. It's a reflex I didn't even realize was so hardwired into my brain. But this time, the screen was just dark. No notifications, no messages from friends, no new likes. It was just silent. And honestly, it felt like this huge, empty void.
My whole morning routine was just gone. Poof. Instead of scrolling to see what happened while I was sleeping, I was just staring at a black screen. The only thought in my head was, what am I supposed to do now? I'd completely forgotten how to just be with my own thoughts. And it got so much worse at school. Everyone was laughing about the latest TikTok trend, talking about some new meme, or catching up on drama from the night before. And I couldn't join in. I hadn't seen any of it. It seriously felt like I was being left behind in real time.
By that evening, the urge to log back on was intense. I was bored, my homework was done, and my brain was practically screaming for that easy distraction. But instead, I grabbed a notebook and just started writing. And that's when it hit me. This feeling, it wasn't a void. It was just free space. Space that I had no idea how to manage anymore.
But then day 2 was completely different. I woke up, and for the first time in I don't know how long, my hand didn't immediately reach for my phone. I just got up. I had a quiet breakfast. I even went for a walk with no headphones, no music, just me.
And slowly, I started noticing all these little things I'd forgotten about. Like I had a real conversation with my mom while she was cooking. I actually tasted my lunch instead of mindlessly scrolling while I ate. I even picked up a book and read for a while. That silence that felt so terrifying on day 1, it was actually starting to feel peaceful. My whole mood just lifted. You know, without that constant stream of everyone's perfect lives and highlight reels, I stopped feeling like I wasn't doing enough. I just felt more like myself, more real. That night, I went to bed early, and I slept better than I had in weeks.
On the third morning, I woke up with this feeling I couldn't quite place at first. It was tranquility. That frantic, urgent need to check what I'd missed, it was just gone. The world was still out there, but it didn't feel like it was chasing me anymore.
That idea really clicked into place when I was out with a friend. For once, neither of us had our phones out on the table. There were no dings, no vibrations, just a real, focused conversation. And it hit me. I'm always complaining about not having enough time, but maybe the problem isn't the clock. Maybe it's the screen that's stealing all my time.
I actually wrote this in my notebook that afternoon. See, the emotions you feel offline, they're slower. They're not as intense as the quick little hits you get from a like or a comment. But they're real, they're authentic. And in that moment, I knew I didn't want to lose that feeling again.
So when the 3 days were finally up, it was time to, well, face the music. I took a deep breath and I reinstalled the apps.
And just like I expected, my phone exploded. Hundreds of notifications, messages, tags, friend requests, the whole shebang. But here's the crazy part. I felt nothing. No urgency. That endless scroll just didn't give me the same little dopamine hit anymore. Something inside me had fundamentally shifted.
So right then and there, I decided I was going to keep the abs, but it was going to be on my terms.
So, rule 1. All non-essential notifications are off. I decide when I check my phone, not the other way around. Rule 2. A 1-hour daily limit. No more mindless scrolling for hours. And Rule 3, which is the most important one. 1 full day offline every single week. I call it my mind reset.
Look, this whole thing taught me that social media isn't some evil monster. It can be fun, it can be useful, you can find a real community on there, but it's a tool. And here's the crucial lesson. If you don't learn to control the tool, that tool will absolutely 100% end up controlling you.
Those 3 days showed me that our minds actually need silence to breathe. We need that space to think our own thoughts without a constant fire hose of information blasting at us. So, disconnecting for a little while, it isn't about missing out on something, it's about finding yourself again.
And really, that's what it all boiled down to. It wasn't about shutting down my phone at all. It was about turning my own head back on, reclaiming my attention, my time, and my own mind. And that, I think, is a challenge that is absolutely worth taking.